All right. Hey there, ho there. It's another episode of the CapmLew podcast with your host, CapmLew. And
Co-host Luke.
there he is,
Here I am.
co-captain. I
Co-captain.
think you're co-captain.
Co-captain, baby.
We don't know
Don't worry
what
about
either
it.
of us are.
I'm here is what I am.
We are back to share with you our crazy thoughts, usually starting with something skateboarding and usually winding up Bible-y.
Yeah, I know.
We're not apologizing.
I don't apologize at all.
Remember, dear listener and viewer,
Yes,
if you got that far, it was on you.
the entire time.
Nobody's asking you to get on here and listen to CapmLew podcast unless
We asked them.
somebody says, "Dude, you've got to listen to this."
Yeah, but if that happens,
then you do.
They don't have any right to be mad at us. They just have to be right. You just be mad at your friend who told you.
Well, I mean, I don't want to miss out on their being
Their
mad at
hate
us.
mail. Yeah,
I
you're
tell
right.
you, there's a sweet spot there. You really learn a lot about yourself once people begin making up things about you to yell at you. It's a deepening process.
It's a nice place to be.
I don't know. I don't mind at all. Today, we have no idea what we're supposed to talk about.
I wanted to tell you about my barbershop experience.
Talk to us, Luke.
Well, I got a haircut on Monday, and I had a delightful thing happen, and it happened in two parts. The first thing that happened was that I figured out what kind of haircut I wanted, which is pretty much this one, maybe a little shorter on top. But I also figured out, in part, how to ask for that haircut at a barbershop. Because, like, if you go to Sports Clips, they have, like, maybe 15 options or something you can pick from, or you could, like, show them a magazine or something.
Absolutely.
But at a barbershop, they're, like, a little bit more, like, core.
There's a culture.
There's a culture.
There's a culture.
And you want to be a part of that culture. I at least I want, yeah, I do. When I ask,
listen to the.
I'm trying to figure out how I feel about it.
There's a lot going on right there.
What it is I have in the past felt a little bit intimidated by these types of experiences. Again, because it feels like everybody else knows, like when they go into a barbershop, like how to ask for it, what to ask for, the way to interact, the way that the interaction goes, like in a linear path.
There is an etiquette.
There's an etiquette, and I don't understand it. So
the closest thing to a tutorial is that scene in Gran Turismo. You remember that when he's teaching the kid how men talk to each other?
Yeah, like I need that.
I don't come away from that knowing how to behave in a barbershop.
Yeah, right. So because you want to tell them, like, this is what I want on the sides, this is what I want on the top, but you can't just be like short on the sides, long on the top. You could, but you might get a haircut you don't like. So like you have to use like the number of the buzzer, like, I want like a 1 or a 2 on the side. Yeah, the guard length.
You need to know your guard lengths.
So I like looked online and I was like, okay, what does a number 2 look like? What does a number 1 look like? So I was able to go in there and be like, okay, I want a number 2 on the sides, and I'd like 3/4 of an inch on top. I don't want too much of a fade. I'd like a cleaner line. And he said, okay. And I sat quietly for like 35 minutes as he cut my hair.
That's a long time.
Or maybe it was shorter, but it felt so long. It was luxurious.
It looks good.
Well, the guy is a true professional. I think he owns the barbershop. He cut my hair very well. But the second thing that happened, which was incredible, I'm sure you've had this happen, but I've never had this happen.
Well, if it's about a barbershop,
no, but
I don't really have a lot of that.
So he took warm shaving cream, and he put it over my ears, and then down the back of my neck, and used a straight razor.
Yes.
And dude,
so relaxing.
It was so good, dude.
So relaxing.
I wasn't expecting it at all, and I was kind of freaked out in the beginning because he like over my ears and then down my neck, and dude, it was so warm, and it was kind of like cold AC inside, but it was hot outside. I don't know. It was just a nice experience, and he cut it so good, and I was really happy with the haircut, and really, it was just a nice, big stress relief to feel like, oh, I can go to a barbershop and talk to another adult and tell them what I want. Because the last time I did that, I was trying to describe the way that I wanted my haircut.
Yes.
And the guy got kind of shitty with me about it.
Because you didn't know what you were talking about.
Yeah, because I don't know their language. I don't speak barbershop. You know what I mean?
Welcome, Luke, to the world of men.
Yeah, it fucking sucks. Sorry.
Well, now it doesn't.
Yeah, it doesn't anymore.
Now it doesn't, because you learned the language. But you didn't even know what you needed to know.
Yeah.
You didn't even know. It took you, how old are you now, 35?
No, almost 28. I'll be 28 on Friday. So... But like, how are you supposed to know? Like, that's something your dad is supposed to do with you?
Yes,
or something
it is.
You're supposed to like.
Your dad is supposed to first start you up. Nobody has this.
Yeah.
I mean, somebody has this,
right?
But most people don't have it. Your dad is supposed to take you to the barber, and you're supposed to tell your barber.
Yeah.
you know, of course, what your dad is supposed to tell your barber when you're a little kid is high and tight.
Yeah, of course. Come on.
And you get the high and tight
Yeah.
because it's 1954
Yeah.
and Andy Griffith is mayor.
Right.
And you get the high and tight
Yeah.
until you start telling your dad, "Oh, I want something different."
Yeah.
And then you want a rat tail or a
Oh,
mullet.
or a sick mullet. I can't wait to put a mullet on my son,
I'm
dude.
telling you,
I'm so excited.
mullets are back.
And they're
Well,
good.
so the world of men,
Yeah.
that's a tough world.
It is, especially for me
It's a
because
tough world.
I'm sensitive. I'm just a sensitive guy. In those interactions specifically, I have a tendency to feel like I'm five again in those interactions, and so they can be difficult for me.
That's
So I have to keep pushing through them. You know what I mean?
I have
Engage,
a
engage,
lot of
engage.
respect. And you at 5,
Yeah.
that's a
Oofda.
tough spot.
Oofda.
Um,
Yeah.
I wear my heart on my sleeve out in the
Yes.
wide world.
Yes.
Okay, I am a sensitive person, so professionally, I am now the production manager for a roofing company,
Indeed.
and I got a lot of plates spinning during my day, and I love it.
That's sick,
I
dude.
love it.
Yes.
But when I'm like at Home Depot,
Mm-hmm.
in the world of men,
Yeah.
um, folks are always stopping me about my beard because my beard is probably over 36 inches long right now. It's a big old dreadlock beard. Okay, I didn't need to say that because everyone knows it. Um, but at Home Depot, you know, walking around um, but I've learned that I should just wear my heart on my sleeve
Yeah.
and tell people what I think and how I feel.
Yeah.
Professionally,
Yeah.
it means in Spanish that I'm telling a bunch of guys that I feel uncomfortable with the slow rate at which they are accomplishing this roofing install,
Yeah.
and letting them know that though I want them to hurry, I would feel more uncomfortable if any of them got injured.
Yes.
But please hurry.
Please,
Please
please.
get it done, fools.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just had a whole crew go into manana mode
Yeah. Right.
on me. Their foreman is young,
Mm-hmm.
and obviously I think he's a good leader. He's just inexperienced,
Yeah.
and I think he likes working with his friends, and his friends are at friend speed.
Of course.
Other crews I've worked with are absolute hustlers,
Yes.
complete grinders,
Yeah.
and they're a sight to behold. They enjoy their work. They're not working too hard. They're
Yeah.
not getting too hot.
Yeah.
But when they're taking a break, it's after having just motored
Yes.
through. I think the world of men, like there was an elderly gentleman in the Home Depot today, and he dropped a couple of boards on the floor.
Mm-hmm.
You know the carts at Home Depot,
Which one?
you got your flatbeds,
Yes.
and then you got your kind of subdivided lumber cart
Yes.
with a bunch of railing
Yes.
material
Uh-huh.
of different levels.
Of course.
Well, he had stacked all of his lumber on the one side of it above
Oh no.
the railing
Yes.
recess, and he kept dropping the boards off.
Yeah.
But he was super grandpa,
Like 80 or 75
like
or
80,
yeah.
like 82.
Mm-hmm.
He was like World War II,
Yeah.
you
Sure.
know,
Yeah.
and he was obviously a super badass.
Yeah.
And he was coming toward me, and he dropped some lumber on the ground. I think it was just one 2x4 fell off.
Sure.
And it was on the other side, and I couldn't run around there and get it for him.
Right.
But I slowed down, and he saw me, and he said something to me, and I said, "Oh, you know, you're too fast for me to get that."
Yeah. Yeah.
And he liked it.
Yeah.
And then Marvel,
Yes.
he dropped his keys.
Yes.
So I
dude.
snagged them, and I said, "But I got these. I still got it." So, and he held his arm up at me.
Yeah. Like
And
for like an arm bump?
I didn't know. I
Okay.
just put my arm against his arm and was
Just like-
enjoying fellowship of the forearm. And he says, "Give me a little fist bump." He couldn't put his arm out straight.
Poor guy.
He was so
dude.
old, and
Just
he
like
was
destroyed his elbow.
Dude, I just was
Oh,
like,
bro.
You know what? You could be my grandpa this
Yeah,
weekend. We'll just hang
100%.
out and drink. I don't know. What do they drink? Sweet tea?
Yeah, or something.
Probably.
Right. Whiskey.
Dude, well, that would be rough.
Yeah.
And so I gave him his fist bump, and then I intersected with him a few times, but in the world of men, he said something to me about, you know, I need a few more nice people to come around, and I was like, dude, it's the Lord.
Yeah.
I was like, bro, it's the Lord.
Yeah.
He got me, you know, and I felt good about being able to recommend highly
Yes.
that folks remember the Lord.
Yep.
But the world of men,
Yeah.
it's tough.
It'd be like that,
It
dude.
is tough because you've got on the one side, you've got get in there and get yours,
Right.
like that.
Yeah.
But on the other side, it's like, well, we finally figured out what we want to build.
Yeah.
We're going to have to come together to build it.
Yeah.
So, gentlemen, let's build the thing.
Sure.
No, 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 let's build the thing. Okay, a little more oomph, So, and I'm dealing with the customer,
Yeah.
and I love our customers.
Yeah.
And some customers, people talk about the customers,
Yeah.
not in our company necessarily, but I've been around a lot of customer service, and they'll talk down about the customers and like that.
Yeah.
But I'm telling you, man, I've encountered some of the reasons why people might not be the easiest customer.
Oh yeah.
And we on this job, I really got into it. The job's going well, but it's a messy, violent process replacing a roof.
Yeah.
The customer expressed some discomfort, which was legitimate,
Yeah.
just going too long.
Yeah.
And I, I everything could go south, and I realized like, well, I'm going to have to tell. I can't apologize
Yeah.
for a single thing that we aren't doing wrong that
Yeah.
falls outside of the realm of what's going on here.
Yeah.
I also can't um, I can't thank them for something that they should be giving me anyway.
Sure.
I don't shouldn't give false apologies or false thanks.
Sure.
And I just engaged the customer, and I was like, I feel quite badly
Yeah.
that we didn't succeed in giving you a better experience than this.
Yeah.
But I want you to know that I'm going to use your feedback to make us better.
Yeah.
And I'm grateful for it.
Yeah.
And wound up sitting on the porch with this customer, still in the mayhem.
Yeah. Of course.
The roof
Yeah.
is finishing up even as we speak.
Yeah. Right.
Still in the mayhem,
Of
sitting
course.
on the porch with this customer and realizing I think I made a friend in life.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Not a difficult customer, not at
Yeah.
all.
Yeah.
But a customer who was having not the best time. I'm saying that because in the world of men,
Yeah.
I could have been defensive and guarded my ego.
Yeah.
But shine that nonsense. Just get in there, as it says in the writings of the ancient.
Get in the pit and love somebody.
That's right. Get in the pit and try to love someone.
Yeah, man.
And
Yeah.
don't worry if it doesn't work. Just keep working it.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
well, it's good. But you dialed in your haircut, which is what is it? What's your order?
This is it right here. It's like 2 on the side, 1 or 2 on the side, and then about 3/4 inch on top with a small amount of fade, but not a lot. I want to be able to just roll out of bed and throw some water on it and then go to work. You know what I mean?
No hard part.
I don't want any of the stupid like, oh, you make sure you gel this and it looks really great when you gel it. I just want it to look okay and not have to gel it. You know what I mean? So,
how long does a haircut last?
I thought that it was like half an hour, but it maybe was more like 15 to 20 minutes. But I was just really enjoying
how
it.
long does the haircut last till you need a new one?
I guess it depends. Like some people go like once a week. I'll probably be like every 6 weeks maybe, which is probably a little long. Probably once a month is the way to do it.
What does a haircut cost?
I tip really well when I go, so I'll probably spend somewhere between $30 and $50.
Yeah, I
It
could
just-
see 50
yeah.
bucks crossing the table over a good haircut.
Which in my opinion, is a great way to get the people who are giving you the haircut to appreciate you and like it when you come in.
World of men.
Yeah, it's world of men.
Where the customer
Yeah.
is currying favor with the what is it, a patron?
No,
they're the
other way
patron.
around. The patron is currying favor with the service provider.
I don't know what the opposite of a patron is. Not opposite, but the corollary to a patron. I don't know what the word for it is.
Fine, I don't know.
Let's see. He's my patron. I am his. I don't know. It's fine.
Barber.
If this was, yeah, I don't like service relationships where I feel pressure to gain the acceptance of the person I'm paying to serve me. I don't like that.
Me
it exists
neither.
in the barbershop.
Yes, or in the tattoo
shop.
Yeah,
it exists
even
there.
a gnarly
Although
pipe
I
shop.
have a great tattoo artist who does my stuff.
Yeah.
And
I bet there's barbers out there who are super kind and like really are looking to help people.
Looking to serve.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I really appreciate that. When I'm in a spot where I don't understand what's happening, when a person comes alongside me and can really help me, that is like I'll go there even at a 20% price hike, and even if it's 15 minutes away from my house, or longer than I would drive to go somewhere else. That really matters to me.
There is somewhere a flip book
Hmm.
of simply photos of how long it looks for each blade length.
Oh, for sure.
The barber
Yes.
could hand the flip book.
Yes.
It would also have hard parts,
Yep.
fades, all
Yep.
the different types of fades. It would
Yep.
only be 30 pages long,
Yep.
and it would cover sections.
Yes.
You could literally hand your customer that,
Yep.
and in 3 minutes, they could say, I want this to that.
Yep.
I want this kind of fade. I want this kind of part.
Yep.
And that barber would be able to nail it
Yes.
without that person having to worry about pissing off the
Right.
person they're
Yeah.
paying
Right.
to
Yeah.
do that. I'm
Right.
sure that exists. It's too common sense a thing not to exist,
Yes.
which is a great way to say that I'm certain it doesn't
It doesn't,
exist.
because why would it?
Well, it seems like the requisite for something to not exist is for it to be too common sense to
Yeah.
not
For
exist.
have it. Yes. To
That
have it.
that resource would be really handy, and if I were a barber, I might make one.
Yeah. And it was funny because I got done with the haircut and I was paying, and I looked over and there was a couple flip books with pictures in them, like
Yep,
printing out pictures, and they just had a big mustache on the front of both of them, and it was all of kids who got their haircut, and they put a big mustache, a fake mustache on them, and they took their pictures and threw them in the book.
that's
It's
very
very, very
that's
sweet,
very cool.
and it's like, I mean, that's the thing. You can go to Great Clips or whatever, and they have to be nice to the customer
They do. They have
because
to be very nice to you
yeah, it's like a
because
commercial
the haircut
business.
you're going to get
Yes,
is terrible.
yes,
And
yes.
you know what? I feel like I just disrespected the people who work at Great Clips. But Great Clips is not a men's
Yes,
barbershop.
yes,
It's a get a haircut
yeah.
shop, and it has a real place, just like Chinese garbage factory pablum skateboard
Yeah,
decks
right,
have a
100%.
place.
Yes.
Somebody's got to make the millions and millions of highly disposable and unreliable
Yeah.
garbage products out there.
What would we do without it?
And again, because of the clamoring of the pro China,
Yeah.
pro CCP, pro labor slavery faction of skateboarding
Mm-hmm.
that maintains its pathological loyalty to heroes who have let them down in the best case,
Yeah.
but poisoned the watering hole in the worst case, we have to say China is well capable of making excellent laminates.
Yeah.
Yeah, just American skateboard brands aren't paying for it. Yeah. So,
It's true,
for
dude.
those of our
Yeah.
listeners who would like to take this moment to send us your feedback on how much you love all your favorite brands that get their stuff made in China
Yep.
and its corollary, Mexico, we'd like you to use CapmLewQuestions@gmail.com. And remember, CapmLew is spelled with an M.
CapmLew.
And I get it.
Questions.
I guess we're spelling it wrong. But the M stands for this is on you. So, you fools, what have you done?
This is on you. If none of you listened, we'd probably still do it. Never
Well,
mind.
it's at this point I feel like lofting a piece of truly quality
Yes,
lumber and
laminate.
saying, hey, if you haven't gone on lifeskateboard.com singular,
Mm-hmm.
if you haven't gone on lifeskateboard.com and gotten yourself a cart at least filled with your favorite shapes, and if you haven't dabbled in the custom options, um, what are you doing? Look at yourself. Look at yourself. Just what are you doing? Come on.
Yeah, stop that.
This is not the future. This is the present, and it's happening without you. If you have, and you already are so stocked up on life skateboards that you eBay those bad boys and get a fresh quiver, quiver up.
eBay those bad
But
boys.
let's be honest. Um, Sooner or later, I or Casper or Sam, one of us is going to die a tragic death.
Okay.
And the value on those boards is going to skyrocket.
Yeah, they'll be.
It's going to skyrocket.
They'll
You
be
don't want to eBay
collectibles.
those.
Yeah, come on, man.
No,
Put them in a box.
you want to put them in a box and put them away.
Put them in your gun safe.
And then as soon as we die, you can get real price on them, and um, you can pick up the new Pocket Pistols commemoratives. Do you know how they do that?
At the same time.
Every time someone dies, Pocket Pistols comes out with the guys that Screaming Squeegees and Pocket Pistols.
Oh, that's so sick,
Oh my
dude.
gosh,
Just
they're
capitalizing.
ambulance chasing. They're just
Yes.
they're the nostalgia vultures
Yes.
of nostalgia.
Yes, dude.
Gosh,
Ultra authentic. I love it.
This is on them.
Yeah, this is on them, baby.
Well, there's plenty that people can say about us.
It's fine.
It's fine. Bible salesman.
I don't even sell Bible. I'll give you one.
We
Stop.
need to. It's a great idea. We need to come out with the
Brand
CapmLew
new
study Bible.
We've prayed over them so they have extra oomph.
Oh, we can put for $25 extra. We'll put in a
scarf.
I don't know, like a pair of like a T-shirt that I wore for 15 days on a 3,000-mile motorcycle trip, just full of my anointing.
Oh my gosh, dude. Oh my gosh, could you imagine, dude?
Oh my goodness.
For a limited time, 20% off.
What a mess.
Oh, oofta.
Well,
I don't like it.
Have you checked out what's going on in skateboarding lately?
I honestly haven't. I've been
Well, they just had an X Games.
Who won it?
Don't know.
Okay.
Don't care.
Cool.
All I know is Gifted Hater covered it. It was like 47 minutes.
Oh my gosh.
And I just kept falling asleep.
Yeah.
Gifted is really intelligent and funny.
He is.
I think the Gifted Hater, Joa is his name.
Joa?
Yeah, it's a homeschooler name. If
Dude,
I ever
golly,
heard one.
dude.
He's got to be a homeschooled kid. He's got to be.
I love it.
Gifted
Joa.
Hater, Joa, if you ever tune in and you hear this, we think you're homeschooled. Take that and run with it.
Yeah.
So
he's gonna destroy us.
Yeah, enjoying that. Been enjoying the Powell kids.
Yeah.
Powell is doing some very warm and good social media as always.
Yeah.
I just Corey Romiser at he sent me Catch Wind Clothing Co. He sent me the new Catch Wind video.
What? Can you send it to me?
Got it at noon today. I'm going to forward it over to you.
Thank you.
And he.
You want me to post it onto our YouTube once we get it up there?
Our GoobTube. No, I don't think you need to.
Okay.
I just want to turn the volume down, and you can't turn the volume down.
You're turning the ringer down. Yeah.
I'm telling you, dude.
Technology.
We do all of this so they can know everything and track us and control us. I love it.
I love it, and
yeah,
honestly, I am loving
great.
it.
Luge coffee.
Luge is fine.
There's
Thank
the
you.
thing. I'm just gonna scan through it and see if.
Did you watch it?
No, I haven't watched any of it. I've watched all their other ones. What is this? What is this?
Baby, don't hurt me. Oh, that's at that one skate park that we like.
What is that skate park?
It's the one under the bridge at Louisville, or around the bridge at Louisville.
Yeah.
Louisville.
Oh, I made it in with my guitar.
Heck yeah, bro.
I did. I'm in it. That's crazy.
Come on, man.
Dude.
Nobody cares about the skateboarding. I want to see the guitar.
They're killing me. Not them. I mean the internet. The Elohim of the internet.
The Elohim of the internet. The sons of God of the internet. It's fine.
Seriously.
All right.
Yeah, well, skateboarding is, honestly, until you're doing it, it's pretty boring stuff.
I know. I'd love to go. By the way, this
Coco
weekend,
Fest.
Dude, I can't make it to Coco Fest.
You have
Are
a
you
new
going?
baby. You're shredding having a new baby, and I'm going to drive or ride up to Coco Fest. Let's take a look at the weather this weekend. Saturday in Kokomo, Indiana.
So hold on. Did they put a pump track in Kokomo?
It is a whole nother skate park.
Okay.
They put in.
Okay.
I'm going to go ahead.
Oh, dude, it's going to be hot.
That's fine. It's in Indiana. Let's see. Saturday. Yeah, very little chances on Saturday.
I love it.
I like that. I like them chances. So that's riding through. That's puddle jumping. I'll probably ride the bike up. Although I bet Sam would like me to drive my truck and bring with 15 life skateboards or 12 left, whatever life skateboards that I have with me up there.
Yeah.
But I think I might ride my motorcycle up, depending on whether I get the motor mount switched out.
Of your black bike?
No, the blue one.
Oh, you were going to ride the blue one up there.
Oh, heck yeah, dude.
You'd be beat to death by the wind. I love you.
What are you talking about?
Well, it's fine.
What are you talking about?
I know.
What What?
Your love of being beat to death on the highway by the
It is
wind,
not being beat to death.
it's being beat
It is
almost to
the
death.
it is being. So I've been riding um, for the last year. I've been riding mostly a Harley Davidson Electra Glide,
The big old fairing.
and has a big old fairing on it. And I've been like, "Where's my wind?"
Oh, you've been missing the wind.
Absolutely. I mean,
I
it
love
is
that.
glorious. I
Yeah.
rode back from Cleveland and I had an hour or so of rain,
Mm-hmm.
and it does. It keeps the rain off of you, but it also, where's my wind?
You love the wind.
I do. I ride a motorcycle so that I can feel the wind.
Are you going to wear a helmet when you go up? I'm just
Um,
wondering. No pressure. I'm literally just
no, I
wondering.
wouldn't do that.
Why would I do that?
If I wear a helmet, it'll be a 3/4.
Yeah, those
Um,
are sick, actually.
when I was hit by the car that one time, I was wearing a 3/4, but I had torn all the padding out of it
It still
and
protected you.
replaced it with from abrasion.
But you didn't knock your head, did you?
Yeah, on the windshield and then on the ground. Not the
Okay.
windshield, on the hood of the
Oh,
car.
oh, behind you.
Yeah,
Whoosh.
I was on the hood for a minute, and then I was on the ground for more than a minute.
Were
I
you
was
slide? Was he skidding you across the ground? Were you
I
like
was
tick
hit
tick
from
tick tick tick?
behind in stop and go traffic in the left lane of I-75 North,
Mm-hmm.
roundabout exit 15, between 14 and 15, counting up
Okay,
northward.
of course.
The SUV behind me was a pearlescent white SUV driven by an elderly gentleman who was demonstrating the habits of either a distracted or intoxicated driver. That is,
Okay.
in the stop and go, he was lagging way behind,
Mm-hmm.
then he was charging up.
Ugh. Yeah.
Judging from his reaction after he hit me, he may simply just have been overcome with hatred. He was
For you.
so violent
Yes.
that as he was ranting above me, I asked the retired nurse who was in front of me and had
Mm-hmm.
seen the whole thing,
Mm-hmm.
asked her to, uh, I said to her, I didn't ask her to protect me, but I said, he's going to kick me.
He
And
like
he was working up to
kicked me.
kicking me.
Oh
That was
my
my
gosh.
take.
Yeah,
That was
sure.
my
It felt
take
that way.
as
Yeah,
a
sure.
street survival specialist. And he was really working himself up, and he had said he was driving all over the place, and it was
Yeah.
really ugly. It was very, very ugly. So
A shame spiral.
I don't. I no. It was just anger, man. It was just anger. That was an angry man. God bless you, sir.
Yeah. Jeepers
Um,
creepers, man.
and then he hit me from behind as I was looking left to try to get out of the right lane to get away from his driving.
Hold on, the right lane or the left
I was
lane?
trying to get out of the left lane.
Okay.
Sorry,
Yeah,
I was
yeah.
trying to get right.
Yeah, to move away
It
from
was
him.
like 5 lanes wide.
Yeah, just
Was
trying to get
the
over once.
Aviation Way
Yeah,
interchange,
yep, 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 yep.
and I didn't want to be in the middle of the traffic. I wanted to be on the left side
Mm-hmm.
because it's safer there.
It is indeed. Yeah.
But I was contemplating getting over to the right because I was saying in my mind, this guy behind me is not driving well enough to. And at that point, I was on his hood.
So hands had flown off the handlebars because you got hit
Um,
from behind and you were
Hands
on his
came
hood.
off the handlebars. My sissy bar was next to me, and it was my butt that his headlight was under my left leg.
Oh my gosh! So you were almost sitting on his hood.
Right.
Oh my gosh!
And then after he probably was going 15 or 20.
That's a
It
lot
was a
of
lot.
that's
It
speed.
was a
Yeah.
lot.
Right.
My head hit my sissy bar,
Okay.
which was um, quite stiff. It was made out of pretty
Rebar.
large rebar.
Mm-hmm.
So that's helmet protection right there.
Yeah.
Then
You slam on the
he
brakes.
hit the brakes but didn't stop.
Okay.
So I flung forward into my bars and
Yeah.
onto my tank.
Yeah.
Didn't hurt my nethers.
Good.
Landed up far with my bars at my shoulders,
Mm-hmm.
and then I slunk back toward the seat for just a part of a second.
Yeah.
At which point, his continued forward motion munched my wheel,
Yeah.
so it flipped sideways down and flung me onto the ground.
Oh.
And the left side of my head hit the ground while the bike came to rest upon my left foot.
Yes.
Steel-toed Cherokee super loggers
Saved the
saved
foot.
my foot from being broken by my bike, and then I was
Was he
that's
still
where
moving at that point once
no,
the bike? Okay,
he had
he'd
stopped at the
finally
point the
stopped.
bike chalked. I think he
Yeah.
went a little further and stopped.
Okay.
He didn't take me under and finish. He didn't
Yeah.
finish the
So his
job.
car didn't eat you. When you were on the ground, were you close to his front fender? Like
Yep.
we're about to be ran over?
Yeah, I was right there.
Yeah. Golly. Looking death in the face.
And he left his car on my bike.
He didn't back it up.
Nope. And
So maybe a
got out
smart move?
and began spitting mad at me.
Just
And the
immediately.
nurse came and she chewed him out. When I said he's going to kick me, she got up and she chewed him out. That was
So
pretty
sick,
beautiful.
Dude. That's so sick.
Yeah.
So did it like stop traffic? The cops came.
Oh, it stopped traffic.
EMTs
I got
came.
backboarded.
Oh,
Oh, I got
didn't realize.
pictures. Yeah,
Did
they
you
put me
stay
in a
on the
neck
ground? You
brace.
just like
Oh
hung
yeah,
out?
man. I was on the ground. I thought I started the process while the nurse was there. She felt my neck. I
Yep.
guess a guy thinks that you can feel a neck break.
Okay.
There's lots of neck breaks you
Yeah,
can't feel. But
right.
she was looking to see if my neck was completely bad.
Okay.
She saw me get run over.
Yeah.
I didn't get run over. I got run down.
Yeah.
I got run down.
There's a huge difference.
I did. I got run down.
You got ran down. Okay.
And so
did you stay with your foot underneath the bike for like a long time?
The bike was on my foot until the cop got there and the EMTs got there. The bike just stayed on my foot.
Yeah.
Chalked on my boots.
Yeah.
Steel toe.
Yeah.
And cops arrived. A cop arrived running across the very broad median.
Ooh, yeah.
From the other lane.
Yeah.
He sprinted on foot.
Good for him.
With all of his kit.
Yeah.
And he called me brother.
Oh, dude.
Yep.
Make me cry. That's awesome.
All cops are brothers.
Yeah, that's sick. ACAP, all cops are brothers. We should make a T-shirt. That'd be sick.
And
dude.
so, no, I'm not unqualified. I'm not unqualified in the love I have for police officers is the same love I have for every single human being.
It's true.
Every son or daughter of man or woman, I have love for you. Police need a lot more training and things need to be changed.
Yeah.
But this guy was in a good, really good.
Yeah.
Man, he
just handles business.
He took care of me, but he didn't breathalyze the guy.
Ooh.
Didn't breathalyze the guy.
Yeah.
Guy was a Mason.
Oh. Cop or other dude?
The dude who hit me.
Okay.
I think.
How did you know that?
I saw a Mason.
Did you see a
license plate?
Oh, the license plate. Okay.
You know, maybe he wasn't a Mason. You know, I just hit my head.
Right.
I wasn't out of my head or anything, but I was. So I did the fingers and the toes, and that was good.
Yeah.
While I was still lying there. When they backboarded me, I was in relatively low to medium discomfort. My hips had been pretty munched on by that experience.
Yeah.
And my spine, I got my spine x-rayed, and then they did a CAT scan because of my multiple spinal fractures in life.
Oh, did they find fractures?
They did, and they were like, hey, you've got what's going on with this? And I was like, oh, I did that when I was 12. I did that when I was 25, and that one was 27.
Yeah,
so,
sorry.
Yeah, sorry, guys.
Yeah, so they
said, they looked older, but we went ahead to check. They were all compression fractures.
Oh, sure.
So
falling
it's
hard.
Fine.
Let me ask you this one. So the cop ran up, because I've seen cops at accidents. I stopped for a guy who got kind of T-boned on a bicycle, moving relatively quickly. The car was moving slow, so he T-boned the car turning right. He was in the far right shoulder and went straight. But he flew over the handlebars and munched his face against the ground. And
that's not good.
The cop showed up, and the guy was busted up, but he wasn't like so broken that it was like gnarly. But I was helping the dude, and the cop showed up, and he didn't really do anything. He kind of just waited for the EMTs to get there, and I kind of wondered if that was part of their protocol.
Well, the officer who stopped was really passionate about helping me.
That was awesome.
He expressed to me that he also rides a motorcycle.
Oh, that's sick, dude.
And he expressed a degree of solidarity with me that was more motorcyclist than it was law enforcement.
Yeah, right.
And you never know. Sometimes a police officer is just an outright good dude.
Yeah.
It's possible that this guy was a good dude. I'd actually like to I'd like to shake his hand.
Yeah.
I really would like to shake his hand. I wonder if you can find it on the
police report.
I can.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
I have that police report somewhere. I might dig it up. Anyways, so, you know, I went and got x-rayed and CAT scanned, and then I got released, and I was on a cane.
I remember that.
I didn't move a lot for the first week. For the next week, I was on a cane, maybe 2 weeks more.
The next day,
And
you and I went together up to Sharonville to get the police report from the cop
yep,
shop up
we
there,
had
I
to get the
think.
police report.
And you were definitely on a cane.
I
Had been
was,
beat up,
I
dude.
was, my hips were, and then I was allowed to get chiropractic
Yeah,
help
which
for
makes
that.
sense.
I don't know.
That's
My
what insurance is for.
belief in chiropractic is back and forth.
Yeah.
I am now in a place in my life where I don't think I will let a chiropractor adjust my neck.
Okay.
I think I won't.
Yeah.
I think it's a little. Well, there are certain adjustments I would love,
Mm-hmm.
but I don't want the quick jerk to the right, quick jerk to the
You don't
left
like
one.
that
I
one?
don't
Yeah.
want that one.
Okay.
I'm
That's
getting a little
legit.
old for whatever artery that is. Your
Yeah, right.
carotid artery rupture. It
Yeah,
happens.
the big one in
It
there,
does. It
the
happens.
row.
Sometimes the
Yeah.
carotid artery gets impinged,
Yeah.
and some people get it and they don't even know it, and then it's a weakness later. They explode gushing blood out of their mouth
Stop.
and right nostril.
Yeah, and you're like, what's going on? I
Yeah,
went to the chiropractor. Yeah, sure, sure, sure,
it's
sure.
fine. Very unlikely. Very, very unlikely.
Yeah, that was
Um,
a crazy. I'm so happy that you were wearing a helmet, even if you had ripped all the padding out of it. Like we were gonna go skate. What's that skate park in Jacksonville? They make you wear a helmet in.
oh yeah. Wait, which one is it in Jacksonville?
It's
Is it
the big Kona. They make you wear a
Kona? They
helmet.
make you
Kona,
wear a
yeah, but
helmet,
you can rip
and
all
I
the
take the
padding out.
padding out and I put it on over my baseball hat.
Yeah, dude.
That's what I do.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
bro.
put it on over the trucker hat and just
Yeah.
run what I
And
brung.
they're like, okay, this
I
guy.
just don't go to places like that
Yeah, me neither.
anymore.
Yeah.
Let's talk about helmets at the park. Um, 38 years of enjoying skateboarding. I've taken it down a notch. I don't think that means I won't get hurt. I mean, shoot, I separated my shoulder last month.
You did. And you had that gnarly run in with the BMXer in Nashville and did hit your head.
That was in Knoxville.
Knoxville, whatever,
Yeah.
same thing.
Oh, I did hit my head in that one, and that's no fun. I'm not saying that, but yeah, I don't like wearing helmets. I get hot, and but on motorcycles, you can't see,
That's the big bummer on a
and
motorcycle,
you
yeah.
can't hear,
And I don't
and that
understand why they can't make a helmet that has a visor that goes all the way back to your ears almost. You
I
know what I mean?
have
Like right here.
I have a Biltwell lane splitter, and
Hmm.
it is probably the best of the bunch.
Yeah,
Still fogs up.
I know.
So you're fogging up at the light.
I
It's
know.
100 degrees out. I'm wearing a helmet. I did it the other day. I wear a helmet
Yeah,
sometimes.
sure.
I was sitting at a light wearing a helmet, and the thing is fogging up.
Yeah.
Yeah, put the visor up,
Yeah.
and it's a miserable situation. And then if you're wearing it now, I do want a helmet when I'm riding in the rain.
Yeah,
I really do.
absolutely. Yeah, absolutely.
And for that, I've got a flyaway skateboard helmet
Okay.
that fits in my saddlebag. I could fit like an entire week's socks and underwear in it because
Yeah.
that's only one pair of socks and
Yeah.
one pair of
It's
underwear.
perfect. Yes.
And I can fit stuff in it, put it in the saddlebag, and if it's raining really hard, you put the flyaway on. And I've got
Hmm.
a big set of BMX goggles.
So sick. I
Put
love
those
those things,
on,
dude. Yeah.
throw a shemag around my
Yeah.
mouth,
Yeah.
and I can ride in heavy rain
Absolutely.
without the machine gun 50 caliber raindrop experience.
Yeah, that's brutal.
But hey, man, a guy I know of named Mickey Knuckles. He's a TikToker. There's a lot of that going on.
I know.
Not my scene, but this is my scene, and it's probably just as ridiculous as any TikToker. No
It's
disrespect to the TikTok kids,
yeah.
but Mickey Knuckles just went down. He was riding in rain and high winds,
Okay.
and he went up high siding. Yeah,
Nightmare level,
he got into
bro.
some situation. He has a head injury,
Yup.
and he's got a munched elbow,
Oh,
and he's real banged up.
bro, dude.
Mickey Knuckles is a big, burly dude.
Yeah.
Probably going to recover really well.
Good.
He's a hefty, strong dude. God bless you, Mickey.
Yes.
And
The old high side is a rough one, dude.
dude, when your bike just flips you.
Yeah, you literally get thrown like out of a slingshot.
Been
Yikes.
struggling with the traffic lately. I'm out in it all
Yeah.
the time in the F-350
Mhm.
Earth Destroyer 7.3 diesel
Yes.
dog.
Dog.
That motor is a dog.
It's a dog, dude. It's got that dog in it.
No, I mean the opposite. I mean, among racehorses,
Oh, it's a dog.
it's a dog.
Yeah.
When you floor that
Oh, yeah.
2001 era 7.3
Mhm.
diesel,
Yeah.
you immediately are treated to the delightful experience of so much torque,
Oh, yeah.
but you're not pulling anything.
Oh, yeah.
And it's so slow on the takeoff.
Oh, yeah. But
Then
then
the single turbo
Yes.
spins up,
Oh, dude, it's
and it
insane.
begins to plow. But
Oh,
it's not till you've gone probably 80 feet
oh yeah,
at a
the
real.
turbo
It's
lag is
the
insane,
turbo
dude.
lag on that
Yeah.
is insane, and I'm not gonna tune it or change it
No,
because
leave it.
that's how it lasts forever.
Yes,
But
100%.
yeah, it's a dog. That's
And
what my friend Jeremiah says. Jeremiah is a mechanic, and he says, yeah, the 7.3 is a dog, but there's nothing better than it.
yeah, it's
And I said,
amazing.
great.
They don't have enough power to destroy themselves, but they're sick. They just work and work and work and work and work.
All of their power is allocated past the weight of the frame.
Okay.
So there's no point in that drivetrain
Yeah.
where it's not delivering more than ample power for the weight of its own self.
Sure.
Whereas
Yeah.
a more highway geared car
Yeah.
might have a few moments in its acceleration
Yeah.
where it's carrying on some component of the drivetrain
Yeah.
a heavy weight of its own body.
Oh, sure.
This
Yeah.
truck fully delivers
Yeah.
all the torque.
Yes.
This is a vehicle that doesn't wear out because its drivetrain because of its own weight. It wears out its own drivetrain because Ford decided to couple
Stop.
this amazing 7.3 liter motor
Yeah.
with an R100 transmission, which is a dead dog of a
It
transmission,
is. Yeah. Yes.
guaranteed to spring a leak at 100,000 miles,
Yeah.
and like that. But I'm babying this thing along, driving like a
It's
grandpa.
freaking sick, dude.
But the traffic has been nuts,
Yeah.
and I think a guy's going to think it. A guy thinks that's the decline of Western civilization happening right in front of us.
Oh,
I
yeah.
really do. At Home Depot,
Mm-hmm.
our local Home Depot here does not have contractor parking loading.
Yes.
And dudes are savage. They've decided to be like a rider rental truck.
Yes.
Penske, I
Yeah, like
think
a
it is.
Penske truck, right?
Yeah. So all the contractor parking has got Penske trucks right
Yes.
next to it.
Yeah.
So you can't park in the contractor parking.
Mm-hmm.
And then I learned today that if you park over there in the civilian parking area,
With the civilians.
it's got a real incline on it. Your
Yeah.
cart wants to get out of hand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it did.
It didn't.
It did.
I neither
It wasn't.
confirm nor deny
Yeah.
a cart getting out of hand, but there was
You had a friend who was
no
there
damage. There was
today.
no damage. I documented and reported
Yes.
the incident
And
and was summarily shooed off the premises.
yeah, right. They're like, no, we don't do that here.
I'm not telling that
Go on,
story
dude.
today.
It's so funny,
Oh
dude.
my goodness. Yeah, but it's
Oh,
savage, dude.
no, straight up.
I watched the contractors just pull up and just drop their stuff. They'll drop it one on the right side near the building and then
Mm-hmm.
two more next to them, and they just get up and they just walk out. Guys
Yep.
who didn't grow up in America and
Yeah. Sure.
I presume that to some extent feel entitled to do that because I've been in other countries.
And it's gnarly.
I've been in the Philippines and see how driving happens in Southeast Asia. I've
Oh,
been in
dude.
Mexico.
Yeah.
I've seen how driving happens there, and that's what's happening
Yep.
in the parking lot there, and it's volatile.
It's dicey for sure.
And sometimes I get feeling volatile.
It's hard not to, man, when you're in that situation.
It
feels
breaks
like,
my heart.
dude, it's gnarly,
Now,
man.
I wear my heart on my sleeve.
I know.
I do.
Just going up to all the people like, listen, this is the way that your actions are affecting me.
People ask me how you doing, and I'm like, it's very complicated.
Yeah, do you have like half an hour, 45 minutes?
Well, someone said it to me, and I said, well, that tears it. Now you're in for a half an hour discourse.
Yeah, you better sit down.
Yeah.
You want a cup of coffee before I start?
They weren't ready for the word discourse to be used.
They wanted to leave immediately. I've been watching all these videos of all these robberies happening across the nation, but it's robberies like in mass with mobs of people, literally flash mobs, like 60 people in a store, and they'll just empty the store out, and they do it in like 3 minutes.
I was working a retail management job.
Yeah.
At the Upscale Mall here in Cincinnati.
Yeah.
We went into the rear of the what was the brand?
It was
not Gucci.
It was super nice. It was Louis Vuitton.
Louis Vuitton.
Yeah.
And we were pulling lockers out and replacing them, and we were installing new lockers for the back of house at this Louis Vuitton.
Yeah, for like employees and crap.
And just hours after we left, they were robbed by a 50-person flash mob, 48-person flash mob with multiple black Escalades.
Yes. Like they had rented.
I don't know. Or stolen. And
yes.
I learned, not about that one in particular, but I learned that a string of those robberies was committed. They would steal cars,
Yeah.
drive them to the spot, load them with product,
Yeah.
pack the product in luggage off once they got away.
Yeah.
And then the people with the luggage would fly to different like countries and stuff.
Whoa,
Like
dude.
international gambit.
Travel. Yeah, like an
Yeah.
international traveling like
What a
mob.
caper.
Dude, it's insane. I mean, I just read another article that in San Francisco, the city building or a federal building in San Francisco just came out and told all their employees to please work from home for the foreseeable future because the open air drug markets that there's one right next to their building and it's become so dangerous that they don't want their employees to come to work at the federal building. Now that makes me seem like I'm some crazy like conservative whatever, but I'm
Oh,
just
you're about
saying
to go right-wing extremist on us?
yeah, that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that just
You know what it sounds like? The federal government needs to develop some form of policing by
yeah,
which they could investigate
yeah,
and regulate that
like
crime.
some sort of like
Is it okay to call
federal
it crime? Is that
actions, activities,
is it okay to call?
illicit
Is
activity.
it
I
okay to
don't know.
call that
Open air.
crime?
I guess
Open
not.
air fentanyl market?
Yeah,
Is that
it's not a crime. They're just living their best
you
life.
know what? I can claim aggrieved status and establish my rung on the grievance ladder
Yeah.
and take authority
Oh,
because
I
of
forgot.
the dead friends
Hmm.
that we all have. But
Damn.
my
Yes.
dead friends.
Yeah, not yours.
Yes, right.
I get the credit.
Yeah, pretty soon we're
If
gonna
I,
have to wear like a jacket with like marks on the sleeve for rank on the grievance ladder. So, so I can call that crime.
yeah,
Yeah,
we could.
but alas, our poor sweet federal government does not have the necessary means by which to investigate and to prosecute crime.
You could call it like the Federal Bureau of like Police
Yeah, but
or
they would be
something.
more like they would be looking into things.
Yeah, like almost like a private eye.
Yeah,
Yeah, I don't know what you would call that, but I bet that it would be a good idea.
the FBE,
The
Federal
Federal
Bureau of I.
Federal Bureau. Oh, oh, cutting edge of our own opinion here,
No, I
listeners.
just feel like, you know what? It's like clown world full on.
Yeah, kangaroo
It's
court.
time to go back to the book and
Yes.
look for the old wisdom
Yep.
of the Almighty.
Return
I
of the King.
really do. It's time to look back so we can see forward.
Yes.
Um,
Yes.
and I lightly advocate for that in our erstwhile skateboarding podcast.
Yes, right. Okay,
But
skateboarding. Slappies, you know.
but by the way, speaking of skateboards, if you
Mhm.
haven't gone on lifeskateboard.com, good.
You're right.
That's two.
Yeah, that's two.
He pays us like $5,000 a pop now.
Wow.
No,
That would be amazing.
he is an avid supporter of the
He
show.
is.
Over Life Skateboards is an avid supporter of the show, and we appreciate all of you who pitch in and help us toward
Yes.
some shotgun mics and better sound.
Yeah.
We recognize that through low quality and irregular posting, we're whittling you guys down to about 38 listeners per podcast.
Per podcast on the good ones.
That's fine.
Yeah.
This is a season of life.
Yes.
I'm not podcasting without Luke, and Luke's got a new baby.
Yeah, and like so much stuff.
You get what you get.
Yeah, and don't throw a fit.
Don't.
Or you can just email us so we can talk about it. Well, I even redact your name unless you tell us. not to.
Yeah, we will always redact the name of a commenter, a poster, a questioner, unless you say specifically that it's okay for us to you get it.
Dude, it's my freaking birthday, and my wife asked me what I wanted, and I should have told her that I wanted the Dagron wheels, dude. I'm on stupid Spitfires, and I want to do the Dagron.
What size of Dagron wheels do you want?
I want the 58s, dude. That is
58
the
is
best.
right.
Just as the 14.75 wheelbase is the perfect wheelbase, 58 millimeter is the perfect wheel size for
Well,
all situations.
you should have told her. Now you're definitely not going to get them.
Son of a gun, dude.
You idiot!
You idiot! What were you thinking? She
Jeez.
asked you specifically, and your mind went blank.
Are you even having that much fun right now?
I'm not even having that much fun right now.
I want
dude.
to take this opportunity to say I am having exactly that much fun right now.
Right now in this moment.
Yeah, I have arrived.
That being the perfect amount of fun.
I have arrived in the zone of fun.
You know what? Speaking of skateboarding as well, I wanted to tell you that I named episode 81, where we talked about Ryan Sheckler's documentary. What did I call it? I called it
I'll
Look it
look it
up because I
up.
really liked the way that I called it, and I loved the term that you used.
I used a term.
You used Sisyphean.
Sisyphean. Oh yeah, I saw that.
Yeah,
That
go to
was
our episodes.
my podcast
Perspectives on
on the Sisyphean
Sisyphean passion.
perspectives on Sisyphean passion. I presume that you spelled that correctly.
I looked it up. This
Great
is what
job.
Google said to me.
Great job.
I might have actually.
I recognize that.
I hope I did spell it correctly.
I
If I
think you did.
didn't, I would probably stay the same. It's fine.
Um,
But
yeah.
I liked. I've been thinking a lot about that metaphor or simile, or it's a metaphor. It's a metaphor that you used. And I really liked the word Sisyphean as an adjective.
Yeah.
Sisyphus,
Sisyphus.
Sisyphean. But I was also thinking,
Sisyphean. You did. That was pretty cool, bro.
do you feel like calling something Sisyphean in nature is like a negative comment, or like do you feel
It's
like
good.
it
I like that.
redacts from the whatever the person is doing to call it Sisyphean? Because don't you feel like to some degree a lot of things are Sisyphean, like really loving motorcycles or really being into working out, or
You're getting somewhere.
you know what I mean?
You
Like
are really getting somewhere.
I really am eager for us to be fair with our core listeners, and by that I mean listeners who subscribe to the
Core
core.
listener.
Yeah.
Oh,
Like
the listeners who listen from the perspective of
of
the
the core
traditional
dream
mainstream
skate,
core
yeah,
of
skateboarders.
skateboarding.
Yeah, I want to be
Oh
fair to them.
my.
I know.
And I mean that in the way George Takei means it when he says it.
Oh
You know,
my.
he's been wicked canceled. God bless. Man, people, wow.
We're in the book of
Ecclesiastes.
yes.
Um,
See, that's where it goes, man.
yeah, I'm going to just read from Kohelet, which is the name in Hebrew for this book.
Stop, dude.
I won't. I will never stop. Can't
I'm,
stop. Shan't stop.
I
I
shan't.
shan't
I
stop.
should stop.
I, the preacher, have been king over Israel and Jerusalem. So this is Solomon, who was a hot mess.
Yeah. It's very wise.
Hot mess. And I applied my heart to seek and to search out by wisdom all that is done under heaven. It is an unhappy business that God has given to the children of man to be busy with. This is from chapter 1, verses 12 and following. I have seen everything that is done under the sun, and behold, all is vanity and is striving after the wind. And the word for vanity is chevel.
Does it mean do you think vanity is a good word?
Smoke.
Smoke, yeah.
Smoke.
Mist.
I've used the Greek word ephemera many times.
Ephemera.
There are very few pursuits under the sun that cannot be categorized as ephemeral.
Yes.
They're by nature less than eternal.
Yeah.
There are things that are able to take on eternal significance in our lives, but they are also ephemera. They're transformed by a connection with God in them.
Yeah.
So when you're enjoying something ephemeral,
yeah,
but you're enjoying it in the love of God,
yeah,
and you are, there's a depth to that is, and some stuffy person might look at what you're doing and say, oh, riding motorcycles, how can you do that? Oh, now he's smoking a cigarette at a gas station, drinking a Diet Coke.
It's a Coke Zero, man.
Don't you know your body is the temple of the Lord, and anyone who destroys the Lord's temple shall himself be destroyed? And I'm like, yeah, no,
it was a metaphor.
It's not. But it isn't talking about enjoying a Diet Coke and a cigarette at a gas station while you are in the love of God. And meaning in life happens in the middle of what? A career, even family, which is the most important earthly thing that we have, the relationships we have in family. And family can come like born into family and ohana family,
sure, right.
But here we have in 1 Corinthians 13, you have this, If I speak in the tongues of men and tongues of angels, but have not love, I am a noisy gong or a clanging cymbal. If I have prophetic powers and understand all mysteries and all knowledge, very much like Solomon,
Yeah.
and if I have all faith so as to remove mountains, but have not love, I am nothing.
Hmm.
If I give away all I have, and if I deliver up my body to be burned, but have not love, I gain nothing. Love is patient and kind. Love does not envy or boast. It is not arrogant or rude. It does not insist on its own way. It is not irritable or resentful. It does not rejoice at wrongdoing, but rejoices with the truth. Love bears all things, believes all things, hopes all things, endures all things. Love never ends.
Hmm.
That's a little perspective. So when you recognize that everything is hevel, that
Yeah.
everything is
A mist.
a mist, a smoke,
Yeah.
everything is ephemeral,
Mm-hmm.
everything is vanity. You realize that. You know what else is hevel?
Hmm.
Your sufferings,
Well.
the endurances of slights
Yeah.
and even abuses.
Yeah.
They are also your career aspirations, your monetary aspirations, your aspirations for pleasure. They are all hevel, but so are the sorrows and the struggles and the trials of life.
Passing
If
away.
you possess the hope of the coming kingdom,
Hmm.
and um, I'm looking for, and I found it. It's in First John chapter 2, verse 15. It says, "Do not love the world or the things in the world.
Yeah.
If anyone loves the world, the love of the Father is not in him. For all that is in this world, the desires of the flesh, those are appetites,
Yeah.
and the desires of the eyes, that's stuff you can get and have,
Yeah.
and the pride of life, that's stuff you can achieve
Hmm.
and find meaning in yourself for.
Yeah.
It is not from the Father, but is from the world. And the world is passing away
Yeah.
along with its desires, but whoever does the will of God
Hmm.
abides forever. This is the same book that just in another chapter is going to say God is
Love.
love.
Yeah.
It says, "Beloved, let us love one another, and everyone that loves is born of God and knows God."
Mm-hmm.
And this Father that it speaks of, this is that relationship with God that can only come through the legit gnarly sacrifice of the Son.
Yeah.
This is that Daniel chapter 9 Son of Man seated at the right hand of the Father, long foretold,
Yeah.
Jerusalem 33
Yeah.
level thing
Yeah.
that is sort of the breaking point for a lot of people's pursuit of God. They're
Yeah.
offended that the God who died and was able to take up his life, who came as a man.
Yeah.
And part of the conclusion I have with it is whatever you're doing,
Mm-hmm.
um, I want to read it from 1 Corinthians 7:29 and following. This is in the middle of a thing. It is. You're reading
It is.
someone else's mail.
It's
So
fine.
this is in the middle of a thing, but he goes, "This is what I mean, brothers. The appointed time has grown very short. You know, you're going to die one day.
Yeah.
And also, we don't know. Watching Jerusalem, very gnarly, signs of the times, birth pangs, Matthew 24. From now on, let those who have wives live as though they had none." There's nothing in the word that wants us to be neglectful of our wives.
Yeah.
We know that this means we should love our wives as loving God first
Yeah.
and last.
Yeah.
And those who mourn as though they were not mourning, it doesn't mean
It's fine.
that we
Just swipe it
won't
up.
be sad. I'm going to leave it
Yeah.
alone.
We're
Yeah.
just getting a call in, but we're still working here. Yeah.
Um, those who mourn as though they did not, it doesn't
Yeah.
mean we're not sad to see people go, but we recognize
Yeah.
what's going on.
Yeah.
And those who rejoice as though they were not rejoicing, it doesn't mean I don't really love the new Road King motorcycle I just
Absolutely.
got. I'm
Right.
very happy about it,
Yeah.
but it's tempered.
Yeah.
And this last one, and those who buy as though they had no goods,
Hmm.
that's the Road King.
Yeah.
And those who deal with the world as though they had no dealings with it. And that hits me
Hmm.
where I work. all the accomplishments, all of the possessions, all of the satisfactions of appetite,
Yeah.
all of the aspirations and things I could think of or look at that I want,
Yeah.
none of them hold a candle to the love of God that has
Hmm.
been revealed. And this here scripture, it speaks of that throughout. People will read the scripture and twist it into whatever they want to. People are always going to do that. Don't be discouraged from looking into it for yourselves.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's what, when you think about the Sisyphean nature of
Yeah.
skateboarding,
Yeah.
um, I will say this: I don't think that Ryan Sheckler's overall mentality
Yeah.
within his career,
Yeah.
I don't think that Ryan Sheckler would say that it's been a particularly healthy journey.
Sure.
Um,
Mm.
I'm very happy that he has survived
Yeah, me too,
and
dude.
that he even has managed to thrive,
Hmm.
if he is indeed thriving,
I hope he is.
because he sounds sober by the skin of his teeth.
Yeah.
He sounds like he's on a rebuild
Yeah.
of his life,
Yeah.
and that's, I'll take it.
Yeah, me
I can
too.
I can love on you from right where you are,
Yeah.
but I'm not going to be giving an uncritical acclaim to a career like that
Hmm.
in the middle of a generation where the same thing that Ryan has survived and has persevered through into a degree of later on success,
Yeah.
that same mentality was central
Yeah.
to the destruction of our Jake Phelps.
It's true.
The same
Yeah.
driving mentality
Yeah.
of needing to be good at this. Phelps didn't survive that mentality.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying that there's any simple distillation of that.
Yeah.
It's not just
Sure.
one aspect of it, you
It is
know.
what it is, right?
But yeah, I would caution people who are passionate about the battle.
Yeah.
I would caution people who are like that, because you can get a tiger by the tail if you drug yourself on that.
Yeah.
It's best to handle the things of this world as though not. But for a lot of you guys who listen, you may not be rooted in the life
Yeah.
that God is offering. You may not be even interested in it,
Yeah.
and we love you just
Yeah.
like you are.
Absolutely.
But I tell you, it makes quick work of our worldly aspirations.
It
It
does.
does, to come into contact with the risen Son of God,
Yeah.
who is active, though he is veiled
Yes.
in this time. He will not be veiled when the end of the age hits. Yeah. There are other things we would have liked to have talked about. I'd like to talk about current events at some point, but we are over time.
We are indeed.
We are. Thank you for your time today,
Yeah.
Luke.
I wanted to tell you, I enjoy your perspective on that. It's helpful for me. I personally, in my personal life, have been really grinding through, struggling in this idea of overarching meaning. What hill is worth dying on? How should I spend my life? What's important? What isn't important?
Yeah.
It's a very difficult question for me, and part of it is because I'm extremely passionate. So when I am really into something, I'm not into a lot of things. I'm not that even into skateboarding. It's a super fun thing to do, and I'm mildly interested in it, but I'm into things like my marriage or being a dad. That's the stuff those are the hills that I really am willing to die on. But they're so far and few between. Sometimes uh, there was a reel on Instagram I watched the other day. It made me almost cry. It's so stupid, but it was at the top it said girls at Bible study, and it was like something like, oh, what can I pray for you about? And then it was like boys at Bible study, and then talking about how they wish that they were hopelessly outnumbered, making a final stand. And the video is the guy in the Matrix, the super gnarly like sergeant major type of dude who had the Marine like high end tight, and he's in the machine that shoots all the guns, like in the robotic
Yeah.
skeleton, and the aliens are coming in. And he's
Yeah.
like, ah! And
Yeah.
it's playing some like 80s pop song,
Yeah.
and it really spoke to me. And I was like, man, this is so true. I think that's why there's a shift happening in our culture, especially with young men. It seems like who are like really moving into this. I don't need women. I
Oh, the
I'm like the
Mig
Sigma male.
MGTOW, men going
Yeah,
their own way,
yeah. Like
nothing but pornography, masturbation, and self-sufficiency.
there's that, but
Yeah.
then there's also this movement towards like historic trad values that men are moving towards as well. Some of them are moving towards this, like, I just want to find a wife who wants to have kids. I want to provide, like, and it's in that same. The heart of it is in the same location, I think.
Yeah.
So anyway, I'm encouraged by the words and the reminders that it's passing away. This is not the end of the story.
That's right.
It's somewhere way, way far in the beginning.
That's right.
You know,
Yeah. And
there's some things that aren't important. You know,
there's a degree to which a person has to open themselves up to God,
yeah,
and you've got to surrender
yeah,
to the leading of the Almighty God. There
yeah,
are other gods. There are lots of Elohim
yeah.
class beings that want your attention and time.
Don't be fooled.
They want you spinning on their hamster wheels, and they want you destroyed.
Yeah,
But this one is El Elyon,
yeah,
the highest of all the Elohim beings. He's the one who created all the others, and he's calling you to kiss the sun.
yep.
And that's where it's at. And when you come into that, um, it may or may not include the mech suit final scene.
Yeah,
it may or may not include that. Yeah.
Yeah, that's so funny. I love it. All
right, friends, be patient.
Yes.
And be kind to yourselves.
Yeah.
You're just trying to.
Yeah.
So be kind to yourselves. Stick around. Give it another try tomorrow.
Yeah.
And we care about you.
We care about you.
And we hope that these words have profited you some encouragement.
Yep.
And maybe a deeper consideration for longer term stuff. I'll be
longer term investments.
I'll be skateboarding in Kokomo this weekend. I'll be doing a 360 frontside 360 no comply.
Yes.
And I'll be doing a hand down frontside rock and roll.
Yes.
And then I will probably just
putter about.
I'll just heckle.
I'll heckle.
I'll just heckle.
Any pro within the area will be heckled. Are you going to invite our listeners to come?
No.
And meet you face to face?
No.
See the beard in person?
All right. Come to Coco Fest.
Coco Fest.
I'm sure it's only, the details are only a short Google away.
Yes, or they're not. I don't know.
It's fine.
You'll figure it out.
I personally am going to be enjoying the art of skateboarding myself.
Oh boy.
Carving around and doing it. I will do a frontside grind.
I'm sure.
Up to many times.
Yeah.
But I'm still nursing a separated shoulder, so we'll see what all I do. It'll be fine. But Casper will do many things.
Yes, some of them may appear to you to be goofy, but they are all a lot of fun.
Get on there and heckle Casper's trick choices. Go ahead.
Yeah, see what happens.
Good. He needs the traffic.
He needs the traffic.
All right, friends. Thanks for joining us for this hour-long episode of the CapmLew podcast.
Yep.
What a farce. We're having a great time with it. Thank you.
What a grift.
It's a grift.
It's a grift.
Love you guys. Peace.
Laters.